Hello, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As you see, I am live from Denver, Colorado, from my home. I actually paused my job because I had an interview uh, on video. That was a VRI interview, and I just want to prepare you how to get ready for your job interview and how to scan the person who is going to interview you and what's the red flags that you should look for. This is my notes while we were having an interview, and there is few things, few red flags that I want to share with you. I am literally pissed because I cut the interview off. I didn't express my anger on the interview, but I will tell you why I cut it off. And I want you to know when is the time for you to be able to walk away from situation, from opportunity, from anything. So last week I received a request for an interview from a person. Okay, company is called Voice, Voyce as an echo, and the website is called voiceglobal.com. Okay, so they make one interview, they make the schedule, then I was ready to I saw it. It was they make an interview schedule for 7 in the morning. I saw it, but I couldn't get out and be dressed up. The moment that I saw it, the interview should have happened, and then I was very negatively surprised. This same person, it seems like she recruited for a few different people. Her name is Teneka or Tenecha. I don't know how it's pronounced. It a recruiter, but anyway, so I just I didn't read much about the company, which I should have, but anyway, I just checked the website. It looked legit. It looked like they really work there. So I was like, okay, let me see what they are doing. So today the interview was at 1:30. Exactly. It was 1:30 Mountain Time and 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. So, number one thing that it should be a red flag for you, it's punctuality. If one time a company schedule an interview without asking you if it's comfortable for you, if it's okay for you, if it's a good time, if they just schedule without letting you know and they ask you and they send you just the Zoom link and you're wondering who is even that, I never talked to this person, this is a red flag, because a company that are serious, that do real business in this country and in any other country, they don't want to waste their own time to make a meeting with someone that is not gonna show, and they also don't want to waste your time, right? So this is the number one red flag: punctuality. Punctuality doesn't mean only like communicate with you clearly before they schedule the interview. Hello, Firanel Marga Aldias. Hola, es muy gusto. So, hello there. So, if for some reason you have an interview, and a lot of people are worried about the interview, they're worried, you gotta contra interview the person. And here I'm gonna give you a few hacks how to do this. But the number one red flag is not communicating with you before the interview, not asking you what time. Even if you are like without working, you maybe take care of your grandma, your grandpa, I don't know, you may be at the toilet, whatever is the reason, you should know in advance. Maybe you want to put a perfume on or makeup or get ready or dress up professionally, like I just did. So, if by any chance they do not communicate with you before they schedule the interview, asking you when is a good time, you gotta know that you're gonna waste your time 99% of the time, or at least 98. Very few serious companies that do serious business will have such a fade off. So this company had this fade off, but I said, okay, let me give it a try. I did really wanted to provide Bulgarian, I'm looking for a new Bulgarian client. So, and right now the language market is kind of slow. I don't know if you guys noticed last year in March when the COVID exploded, it was really slow. And right now, from the beginning of the month, when the things restart after COVID, when they reopen everything, it's really dropped down, at least here, at least with me. I provide 5 languages. I still do some money, but I will tell you it's compared to the space that I had last year, the call volume really dropped down. I do provide more in person though. So the number one flag is the communication or lack of a communication. Number two, they don't communicate your time or they don't give you standard time. So okay, they give you the date and they give you like some hour, like, oh, 1 p.m., fine, let's do it. They don't give you the time zone. Also with this company Voyance, they don't not only didn't give me the time zone, but they did not give me the correct date. They said to me Monday the 22nd and Monday is the 21st. So I had to email them and ask them to clarify if it's going to be the 21st Monday or it's going to be the 22nd of Tuesday, which we did clarify. But any little distractions like this, it gotta make you understand that this company is messy. There is gonna be a problems there. There is gonna be a bad time there. There would be like not fun time to work with. They are not serious people to provide service, to work with, to be professional with, to be dedicated and focus your brain in the work. So said that, I'm talking about my interview with Voyas or Voice, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna put it on a thumbnail in the end when I finish this live. So anyway, any kind of little mistakes that you can notice there or little omissions, serious people know, especially if they are global and they say they are so busy, they know that there is different time zones. They ask you about your time zones and they ask you when is a good time. Just have in mind this. They don't reschedule with you. If you have a company that reschedule with you, this is the second red flag. Rescheduling is bad. This is a bad sign. This is a bad moment. Just have in mind if they reschedule, there's something messy going on in this company. During, okay, how I get ready for this interview, you see, I'm very clear, very nothing special. I don't want to look too good. I don't want to look too bad. My hair, it's like this. This is how I work for my video. This morning I didn't do nothing much to look any better. The only thing that I did, I just put a tie. I just got this beautiful tie. I put it on, and I put a perfume. I know you can laugh sometimes. People doesn't smell perfume. Oh, I love this one. I put Chanel Mademoiselle. I know sometimes you don't, you know that on video nobody's gonna smell your perfume, but you will still feel expensive and you will still feel grounded. You will still feel valuable. So perfume is fundamental for me. Also, I didn't want to put anything too extra as a jewelry. As you see, I don't have nothing, no my watch, just very simple, very clean. Said that, this is about the hair. You see the hair is up, professional, very simple, like very, very easy on the look, on everything, very clear cut, let's call it like that. So for you as an interpreter, always be early 5 minutes. Why? Because if it's a serious company, they will be early two, at least 2 minutes, or they will be exactly on time. And if it's a Zoom, as it was for me just right now, you click on the link and you have time to check your volume, to see where your camera look, how everything's going on for you. So said that, I log in and there was nobody. So I was wondering if they sent me the wrong time zone. So I went on my computer and I checked the time zone, and Eastern time zone is exactly 3:30. So I confirmed to myself that actually that's the time of the interview. So I continue waiting and I was thinking, what happened if they have an interview with me and they don't show up, you know? This also has happened to me with another company that I made a review for that had a base in Mexico. So, so uh, they were not only not on time it was 1:30, they were late, a minute late. So if a company is late to recruit you, this is a red flag. Because I will tell you, all these few things that I name here as a red flag, they show that they don't appreciate you, they don't appreciate your time, they don't appreciate anything about you. They don't even make the effort to have a clear communication. And company that doesn't make the effort to have a clear communication, they are effort to work with. It's not professional, it's not serious, it's just low quality, crappy. You don't want to relate to these kind of companies. I just write here, I write the structure of our interview and I'm gonna comment it and I will tell you why. Because the way the interview structure, most of it will be the way that you're gonna know if you have really to do with a real serious company or not. So the number one thing, if it's a serious, they will be clear on communication before, and they will be timely. Timely mean at least a minute early. Just to check the sound, just to make sure the volume is working. Every self respecting person that is serious and take their job seriously, their business seriously, they will make sure to be at least 30 seconds early, at least on time. This is called on time internationally, or exactly on the dot. So if the company is not punctual, just you gotta know that this is wasting of your time. Number two, do you know, guys, especially if you come from New York, there is something called elevator speech. And in some of the university, especially in the international, intercultural environment where I formed myself as an individual and as a linguist, they will teach you how to have an elevator speech. And if you go to international interview, for example, in Milan or some other country in Europe, you will have this New York elevator speech, which should be a few minutes, actually a few phrases, 30 to 40 seconds speech, where thank you for whoever stands and watch me. I don't know who's you, but thank you for being here, because I was pretty sure there would be nobody, because it's lunchtime in USA and everybody's having some food. So the elevator speech, so famous elevator speech, is a New York or East Coast style to use as a starting a business meeting. This is a lot of people that doesn't come from a big city. They try to introduce the elevator speech in the interview. An elevator speech is a short, non-formal representation, or could be a slightly formal representation, or could be like, how are you, how's the trip, how is the weather. So if you have an elevator speech on a video remote interview or over the phone interview, you gotta know that you're wasting your time. And I will tell you why. The elevator speech is used for in person business to business meeting to break the ice. And me, I work in international business negotiation as a business simultaneous interpreter for a very long time in Italy. And I work only in international intercultural trade fairs, and this kind of speech is used before the presentation start. And normally when we get to the stand on the trade fair, I am going to be the interpreter and I will have the buyer and the company or the government that is going to be the stand for. They will put us to seat, and normally this non-formal elevator speech will include how was your trip, how was the weather, how do you enjoy the city, do you like a coffee. It will be a short few phrases to say welcome and we're happy to have you here. The elevator speech come from these big cities where you gotta take the elevator from the first to the 21st, 30, 50 floor. And I'm talking about the big cities. And so you chat about the weather, about how was your day. Very simple, friendly, slightly friendly, social connection chats. But if you have this elevator speech in a video remote interview, you gotta know that this person is not a serious person. There's not serious businessmen. They are people that doesn't have idea what elevator speech is. They don't know how to use it. So in this interview with this company called voiceglobal.com is the website. She started with the elevator speech. First of all, she was late and she did not apologize for being late. So being late is not a crime, but me, if I'm late, I will apologize. She did not apologize for it, okay? Then she started to talk about uh, some kind of a friendly conversation, how they're in East Coast do things, and then she started talking about the weather. The weather. So if we have 15 minutes of interview and you're late already a few minutes, you don't present yourself who you are. You don't present your position, which she didn't. You don't say your role, if you're a recruiter, if you're CEO of the company, what you do, what you need, but you start with this speech. You are already off for me. You lose points, and I already know that I want to present high caliber clients and I want to be the best on the field, and I really have goals. And there is different levels of interpreters. There is a school interpreters, there is medical, there is legal, there is government, there is police, there is high security clearances interpreters. So, independent of where on this ladder you want to position yourself as an interpreter, or there is this interpreter that interpret the same calls over and over again, which is extremely boring and make you stupid, right? So, depends where you want to put your career, on which ladder, on which step you want to be, where you want to position yourself as an interpreter, and what is enough for you. You position yourself. Also, the payment starting is low and slowly grow. So depend how ambitious you are. You could speak Spanish, and there is Spanish that takes $20 and there is Spanish that takes $50. So depends on how ambitious you are and how much money you want to do out of your ability to speak languages. You gotta be able to understand this game. So if the recruiter or the company is too friendly and have this not appropriate elevator speech, talking about the weather and saying how cold is where you are located. Well, first of all, in Colorado is summer and Colorado is really warm. Actually, right now it's about 36 degrees by Celsius, which is 98 by Fahrenheit, which is extremely warm. And if you want to talk about the weather the first minute, this is well, but just at least invest time to be informed about the weather. So here where I'm heating myself and I'm putting this tie to show that I'm serious and I am very serious about what I'm doing in 37 by Celsius. This means that I am taking myself damn seriously. Forgive me the cursing. And you come and you tell me that it's very cold right now in Denver. This means that you have no idea, not only about the business, you don't have idea to talk about a simple talk as an elevator speech as they do in New York. So already I knew by this. The second thing, I immediately screen whoever's interviewing me, how they're dressed, if they're cured. Trust me, the person that is wearing a sweatshirt on the job interview is not gonna be the person who is gonna pay you good money. Believe it or not, real professionals will make and put the effort to look good, not for you, but for themselves, because they respect who and what they represent, and they want to be proud of where they are in life, in their career, in their position. If this is their own company, it's called being professional and taking yourself seriously. So the lady that was interviewing me, this lady, her name is Teneka, she was wearing this very poor cotton top that it looked like a jogging shirt. Her hair was not styled. She didn't seem like had a good sleep. Her face was pale. She had zero makeup. I don't say that the lady have to have a makeup to look good, but she just looked abandoned. Looked like she abandoned her own self. And I had 30 seconds to screen all that, and I was like, poor guy. Then the second thing that I scream is the environment. You see my environment. I do my interviews behind this wall, and the reason why I do have a white wall. The reason why is that I want to show you that I'm taking myself seriously. I'm taking what I do seriously, and I'm putting the efforts, and I'm studying, and all the certification that you see. Some of them are years of hard job, years. So saying that some of them are just hours, this is the most easy one, but all the top are very difficult ones. So saying that, see who interviews you, look the environment behind them. I look behind the lady, and there was this very cheap blue curtain made from some kind of a cotton or something, and this definitely didn't look like New York. This was not New York, if you ask me. I could have tracked where she was located. I didn't want to waste my time because you can do this nowadays. It's very easy, you know that. But the truth is that she looked very indigent. And people who are poor looking, they're not people that have the education to appreciate your work, to appreciate your effort, to understand what's mean to be professional, to understand what's mean to be a high quality interpreter, what's mean to be better than most of the interpreters that they can hire, what means interpreter that can bring them success and develop their line. So too friendly. She was too friendly, and she looked poor, poor and broke. The environment didn't look professional. She was wearing a very cheap headset. Okay, I will tell you, if you really wanna like rock me, you can buy a headphone for $200 if you really want to show me that your company is so blooming as she performed. So she said, okay, I just want to tell you right away. This is already 3 minutes out of the call, and I already had my conclusions made in my head. Who is sitting right there in front of me? And by the way she was speaking and by her action, I could have tell that she didn't have not even one master. But I don't want to comment here because I don't put my masters on my wall. I just put things that are related. Even though they're in different languages, I just put the certifications for languages. I could tell that she did not have the formation behind by the way she was behaving herself, the way she was gesticulating. All that was showing me that she was just not at that level to pay me any money, and she was not at the level of a person that I really am interested in developing or growing with. I just want to tell you right away, we have a high volume of a call, high call volume. Yeah, we are growing so fast. We are super busy. That's gonna be some kind of a project. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me, I'm really busy. And then she dropped me for about 5 minutes. I sit very patiently. I did not interrupt her. And she said, I'm so sorry. There's so many people that want to work with us. We're having so many interviews. We're growing extremely rapidly fast. We have so much call volume. Do you want to work and make less money than a cleaning lady? Even a cleaning lady in a school take $30 an hour in a hair salon. So do you think that your mental effort to master a language is worth less than a cleaning lady? Ask yourself this before you agree to any rate that is less than $30. I'm gonna tell you this because I'm starting to be pissed. Because the reason that these prices go down is because you guys on the other side there agree to work for this insane money. If you work as a server, you're gonna make more money. Server. Servers make at least, I was working as a server. I will tell you, you can make between, in a worst case scenario, $40 an hour, between 40 and 500. I will tell you, this is how much I was making as a server. So have this in mind. Just think how you want to sell yourself. So I'm looking this lady. She said that she's super busy. She's in an interview with me where she withdraw herself and start chatting on her computer for about 5 minutes. I stay completely quiet. I say, don't worry, ma'am, it's fine. But what this communicates with you? These people not only are like this right now in the beginning, that's gonna be like this with the money, that's gonna be like this when you have a problem, when you have an issue. You don't want to work with these companies. So then she said, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not a recruiter right now for this company. She started explaining about some kind of a project. This is gonna be a project, but no, it's not a project. It's not gonna be 1 2 weeks project. It's gonna be long time project. Then she started telling me a manipulation trick. I will tell you what type of manipulations that recruiters use on you, and I know this call this life is going live. The manipulation tricks that a lot of recruiters use are, it's called emotional bridge. And I just want you to be aware of this. I've been reading quite a lot about it, and I'm just gonna give you a hint what this lady do. I advise you to learn what is emotional bridge. So if that was in person communication, they will give you a tap or they will touch your hand. They will have the physical contact with you in any shape or form. If it's a physical interview, they will try to be friendly, shake your hand, give you a tap on the shoulder, anything that is gonna turn on your empathic emotional system. The reason why they do this is because when you get emotional, you are not logical, you don't take no more business, and you're not awake. Basically, you are blinded by your emotions. So when somebody is too friendly with you, this gotta be a red flag, and this red flag was there immediately right for me. So if the interview is too friendly, you gotta expect low money. You are not my friend, and if I am gonna interview you for my job, I'm gonna be as sharp as a knife. And whoever is doing projects with me, they know that the moment that I interview him, I am not a nice person. I am not your friend. I am gonna intimidate you. I'm gonna put you in the corner and ask you to do few words for me in the target language without even letting you know in advance. I wanna see how ready you are. If you're ready, right? So said that, I don't know, my Wi-Fi cut or something happened. If they're too friendly, this is a really, really bad red flag. I don't know if you guys still can hear me. Please say so. I think it's because my system is working there. The emotional connection that they can do, it's relating to something familiar to you. Like, for example, oh, my sister name is Joanna. It's spelled exactly like yours. My sister is located there. My other sister. So what these emotional connections make you think? It is all right. Thank you, Firanol. I appreciate that. So when they make any emotional connection, bridges in your head, emotional connections could be, oh, my husband is married. My relative have sister that she's married to Bulgarian person. My sister name is this. My other sister name is Aurora. My sister last name is Joanna. My sister lives in Colorado. Why they talk to you about sisters in a job interview? This should be a very huge red flag. There is a lot of manipulative people right there, and these tactics are used on you on your interviews. So the emotional bridges in interview are used to make you ease. You don't want to be no ease at your interview. You got to have questions at your interview. You got to know what type of job you're going to do and what you're ready to provide and what they're ready to provide for you. What is your opportunity with this organization? You got to be sharp and clear. You don't want to be melting down behind emotional comments like sister and this and that. So when a recruiter is talking this kind of crap, sounds like fraud to me. But the reason that they do it is manipulation. And if that was on purpose, they would smile, offer you coffee, offer you a cup of water, and also implement the tactic with the tap, with the physical touch, with the physical contact. Why? Because naturally the physical contact help releasing of a certain chemicals on your brain, which makes you ease, which makes you feel at home, which especially with people that hasn't had that affectionate relationship with their parents, which is 90% of the people on this earth that haven't had a normal, emotional, strong connection with their relatives or parents, they will fall into this trap. And the second is the mental bridge to something that you already know, to something that is familiar to you. All the advertisement that you're looking and you're seeing everything that makes you buy things, they're turning on emotional bridges in your head, and they're trying to make the advertisement to relate to something that your audience would know, would recognize, and would be able to catch into, would be able to connect to, relate to. And when you relate to something, you ease, you feel at home, and you almost feel like you have to give something back because you feel so welcome and loved and already appreciated, right? So she gives these emotional bridges, which I caught right away. And I wrote a sister on my note. I can show you here. It's right here. I wrote a sister, and I knew what she was doing and I let it go. I already knew from the moment, from the first minute that she showed up, I knew that it's wasting of time, but I wanted to see how far this lady would go. So, and then complimenting you. If I'm a recruiter, ain't no way I'm gonna compliment you guys. I don't have any interest in complimenting you because a serious business is far away from compliments. You gotta be tough, you gotta be sharp. You don't wanna compliment somebody that never did any job for you. Compliment, emotional bridges plus compliment. How this plays on you on the other side of the interview. This should be a red flag. Not ease you, not make you relax, not make you that you have to accept a job and accept a very shameful payment. Compliments you, oh, compliments. I could say that you're experienced interpreter and you have been worked with the most, with biggest companies. Thank you very much, ma'am. I said, it's not like I've been working for the government directly to compliment me. I've been just a provider for services, nothing big. So when somebody compliments you on the job interview, this is a red flag. Believe me, it's a red flag. And you're gonna have time in your life to discover that this is actually a red flag. And okay, very great. And then now we are already 10 minutes into the interview. The interview should have been finishing within 15 minutes. This is what they promise. She's telling me, okay, let me tell you a little bit what I do. Well, I am not exactly in the recruiter position right now. And they tell you something that is not clear. Honestly, the whole 10 minutes were wasting of time, their manipulation, their emotional bridges that they want to use to lower your payment down. And then they suddenly will tell you, but they would quiet tell you what they do, but not exactly. Red flag. You people that do business and pay money, they respect your time. First phrase will be, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Joanna and I am the CEO of this company and I need an interpreter and I'm gonna brief you exactly what I'm looking for. This is what I do when I even call people that want to take part of my YouTube channel, that want to be my guests and speak languages. I want them to know what I want and I want them to know what to expect. I am very straightforward. I'm not talking them about how the weather is in New York, how the weather is in California, how the weather is in Mexico, because this is not pertinent to my business. Because my time is money and their time is money, and I do respect my time and do respect your time as well. So just remember, when 10 minutes are gone and you have this papa, expect bad information. Not much information what you do. I want to tell you that we're very busy. We're growing so much. We have so much calls. Guess what? You then first she's saying you that this is a project. So I just because I was writing down and she said project, then she said, well, it's not a project that is gonna last a week or two or a month or two. You see, I write a project right here. So I already could catch that she was having a controversial interview with me, first off. And the reason is because I was writing down every time she said something, I was taking my notes. Then she started telling me we're having our own platform and we need the interpreters to be in USA and our calls are medical. And then she started explaining what is a medical call and she started talking about medical vocabulary, which make me understand that she doesn't understand the market. If I'm looking for a medical interpreter, I will tell you it's a medical field, and I will ask you, do you have a medical 40-hour training or any other kind of a medical interpreting experiences? She spent here, blah, 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 blah. Then she started talking about our clients are big hospitals, and you know the difference between the big hospitals and the clinics. The truth is the difference is nothing because the service is the same. If you're gonna be doing OBGYN in a smaller clinic or in the bigger hospital, the interpreting will be exactly the same for you as an interpreter. So when somebody give you this conversation, she's talking about clinic, hospital, she talk about Anthony Health Center, which you probably know if you work. Of course I know. So she checked my resume and she tried to guess for who I work and she tried to mention this right here. And she started talking the difference between the clinic and the bigger health center and what is their practices. When somebody start telling you this during the interview, you gotta know me. If I interview you, I want to know about your experience. I want to know where you are. I want to know what you do, what you have not do. I want to ask you questions that are not in the resume. I want to see how you speak English. I want to see how you behave. I don't want to talk to you what is difference between the clinic and the bigger hospital in my head because I'm going to waste my time. And I don't want to waste my time. And I don't want to waste the time of the person who I want to start right now and nail for me a great business. So this is a red flag. And then in this very narrowing state, she narrow, we are giving you 17 $17 per hour. $17. Then she said, we require you to be logged in at least 4 hours. Yeah, yeah. 17. Do you know, guys, that the minimum wage it's about $17 an hour, and minimum wage is for people that have no education, for people that does not speak any languages, people that have no education. And most of the people that speak languages that are here in USA, they're foreigners and they do have education back at their countries, at least few masters, if not only one. So the moment that she said $17, I'd say, excuse me, ma'am, I feel like terminating this interview right now because it's not hi, so happy to see you. Hi Fatima, nice to see you, honey. So the moment that they give you 17, 15, $18, you gotta cut the interview and say, I'm so sorry, but with all the respect, ma'am, do you know that a cleaning lady takes more? How you I cannot take you seriously if to me, a person with 3 master's degrees, you offer me $17 an hour. Shame on you, really shame on you. So this was a video about Teneka is the recruiter. She pretends to be in New York. Maybe she's in New York. I don't know. She said that she worked for Voice Voice or Voyance Global, and I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it in the chat box below so you understand. This was where I just had this interview, and this is the tactics that they implement on me. And I hope this video was useful for you to see. This was just an analyze of interview that I just had right now. I want to provide more Bulgarian language, but I don't want to work for the COVID line because I'm feeling stupid when I do COVID line. I'm apologizing, guys, but if you call 10,000 times of the people and you tell them that is for COVID and you tell them that they have to self isolate, at one point you get really, really tired. said that that was interview with company called Voyance. I didn't plan this. I just finished my interview right now. I cut it off. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Please write me a comment below for your job interviews, how they went, if you have experience with a similar tactics that they use to manipulate you in order to pay you very, very little. Another company that use something similar is called Certified Languages, which is called CLI. And I just disconnect Bulgarian for them just because I didn't like how they were doing things. But said that, I will wish you a good day. I will go back to work, and please have in mind this tactic. Thank you for being here. I know there was just few people. Thank you, Firanol Merga Abdisa. I know Shokran. This sounds like maybe, but I don't know what language. I wish I knew something more. And Fatima, thank you, gracias. Thank you guys for being here and have a good day. Bye bye.